Now, the Africa Export-Import Bank has prepared the grounds for the hosting of its compliance forum, which is due in Kigali on November 12 to 14, in partnership with the National Bank of Rwanda. Now, the Kigali Forum will focus on global compliance framework for trade through the use of artificial intelligence. I sat down to a conversation on this with Idrissa Diop, the director of the Afrexim Bank Compliance Forum at the just concluded 2025 annual meetings in Abuja.
Got the age of AI and digital technology here. How are you deploying this? How is this critical for the ACF2025 intra-Africa trade, looking at the 54 countries, so many moving parts of what's called 1.2 billion people and trades in hundreds of billions of dollars?
Afrexim Bank has an AI strategy that we are currently working, thinking, and defining, and it's managed by a specific department. But AI is everywhere. It's on our phone. So one of the initiatives that the bank took is to organize the Afrexim Bank Compliance Forum this year in Kigali from the 12th to the 14th November in collaboration partnership with the Rwanda National Bank to discuss how AI can be leveraged to do compliance in order to protect trade. So it's a topic that we will be discussing in Kigali. So this means that the bank is really on top of the subject, which are important, because AI has to be leveraged positively. We already know that it can create problems. But today, while inviting people to come to Kigali and discuss, there will be central bankers, AI specialists, trade specialists, compliance specialists to discuss the matter. It's because we know that it's a very strong asset which can be embedded in our process as compliance to protect trade. Okay? Yes, you may be having tools which can be directly plugged to trade product. Yes. Okay, that's not my specialty.
Okay.
I'm a compliance officer.
Okay.
So I want to see how can I use trade AI to better protect trade.
Yeah, governance.
Governance.
And protection,
okay?
yes.
Yes. And by that, systems are here.
Yes.
But I like to say that we must have an intelligent artificial intelligence. What does it mean? Something which adapts to any environment. Because what people do not know is that the plug and play does not work every time. And that's why we say AI from time to time comes with hallucination. Because we are feeding the tool with information that they don't understand, and since it is framed and coded in a specific way, it is going to come out in a very strange way.
Yes,
that's what they call.
So we need to have artificial intelligence that is intelligent.
Yes, which is adapted to our African reality, which knows how to take what CBN is requiring, what another central bank is requiring, to put it and come out with a control which is coherent. Because $100 of transaction can be suspicious in the US, but that very same $100 is vanilla to Africa.
Exactly.
So if you bring the system plug and play in Africa,
you're going to treat it
for $100. Why $100 is coming from a very genuine business.
Small,
That's why we say we need to adapt. And that conversation must happen here in the continent. And we are bringing it through the Afrexim Bank Compliance Forum.
Yeah.
Because we know that AI can be leveraged by our governments, our central banks, our businesses, our banks. But for that, we need to bring the conversation and see what are our realities and adapt that technology to us.
But there's also cost. Talk to me about the cost element of adaptation and adoption.
The cost is something that can be discussed, and I'm talking with system providers because we use systems to do compliance. You don't do compliance with your two hands. The bank has invested several millions of dollars in technology. We have a very strong platform. But for that, you are talking with those selling those programs. You discuss with them. You tell them that, listen, the way your system is framed, need to be adjusted to my needs. Yes, it's costly, but at a certain scale, you are going to reduce your costs because you have several clients asking the same. If you buy one car at $100, if you have 10,000 customers, then the price of your car is going to reduce because you know that you're going to catch up with the level of the number of customers. It's the same. So for me, the conversation must start with understanding the need of what the African banks wanting to do good compliance is. We have 500 to 600 banks in Africa, and every bank has a specific need because it has to comply with either the local requirement or if it is a regional bank or a Pan-African bank has to, like us, has to take several matters into consideration. So the cost is not an element to me because it can be catch up because the number of customers will come and with that scale, the development will spend less money because we will be paying the product. What is important is to adapt the technology to what our regulations are. It's important because what the European directive is saying is something, but if you bring it to Africa, you need to know what CBN is saying, what the Central Bank of West Africa is saying, etc., etc. And that is where the cost element is going to be deleted because those system developers will talk with several stakeholders, okay? And we have the means to buy those technology, okay? It's a question of conversation. And I used to tell to the system providers that come to Africa, speak with us, you will catch up what you think is too much money. Because if you buy your system at a reduced price, you will catch up with the number of customers you are going to have.
Yes.
So for me, it's not an issue. I want to consider.
So the Kigali conference, you have a framework, and I'm sure you're the one driving the forum coming up in Kigali in November.
Yes, in partnership with the Rwanda Central Bank. Yes.
With Rwanda Central Bank. Are you expecting other central bankers in Africa? Are you expecting a couple of others to also be there?
Yes, and the forum is a place where last year we were in Dakar and we discussed ultimate beneficial owner matters, and central bankers were there, FIU were there. 2 years ago, we organized the same conference in South Africa. We invited OFAC, the US sanction regulator. And so not only those regulators are present, but we invite the F5 to come sit next to those regulators.
Right.
Traders are coming. So it's a unique platform where, yes, we are talking about compliance, but ultimately is to benefit trade. How can we frame our platform in a very secure manner, intelligent manner, embedding the requirement of our regulators to protect our economies, but ultimately to promote intra-African trade. So the matter is that
yes,
better compliance, better trade.
So you're opening that conversation ahead of Kigali Forum here in Abuja at the annual meetings of Afreximbank.
I mean, we are discussing, yes, with stakeholders. There's no specific matter during the AAM, but I think that by meeting stakeholders like you, we are talking about the event and we are positioning the bank to say, yes, today is a unique moment of AAM, but in the bank is on top of matters.
Yeah, looking forward.
Looking forward.
Yes.
Looking forward. And we are inviting our customers, our banks, clients, our regulators to come attend that event, which will be a unique one because we will be bringing scientists on AI. We'll be bringing AI system providers on compliance who are made to control financial flows. You know, so the conversation is to say, okay, I'm a regulator, this is my issue. how AI can help me
Yeah.
to monitor my transaction. And that conversation is going to now trigger something behind. B2B conversation, etc. So it's a unique event, and we are inviting everybody.
Everyone is with it. I look forward to being see you really in November. I think it's going to be a very major platform to actually bring something very important technology to the table.
Exactly.
For intra-Africa trade.
Exactly. Ultimately, that's what we are working for.
We need to on board. Thank you so much. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you for speaking with us.